What is going on, beautiful people? This is Kai. We're back with another video. After last week's qualifier, we have concluded a winner, and that player will be going to Asia Finals that held in Hong Kong the 12th of July. So if you guys wondering if I made it, of course not. And regardless, I'm still going to meet you guys at Hong Kong for the Asia Finals, but not as a player, but as a commentator, MCs, whichever you call it. So for today's video, I'm not going to speak about all these things. We're going to be talking about the deck that's supposed to be the top of the meta games, but nonetheless, it's still a triangle format. We have Snake Eyes and Tenpai, and also U-Bell or Back Roast deck, and also not to mention Voiceless Voice from one of our players who made it to top 8. Congratulations to him. But nonetheless, today we'll be talking about the Snake Eyes deck profile. Yes, in both TCG and OCG formats, Snake Eyes have been on top of the meta games for several months now. Regardless of the ban list and the several hits, but the deck still very impact to the meta game and also very powerful. But the differences between the both formats is the Fiendsmith package. So we're really gonna be talking about it. And yes, it's a very consistent yet very high ceiling deck, but a lot of people still don't know how to catch the choke point, the consistency, the extenders, etc. So today I'm going to talk about the basic list of what I'm going to be using the following weeks until the ban list hits, whichever comes first. So without further ado, let's go into the profile. So we start off with of course we're talking about Fiendsmith deck, so it can be triple Fiendsmith himself. His effects is once per turn you can discard it to add a Fiendsmith spell traps, and once per turn you can return one light fiend monster from grave to the deck, which is a cost by the way, to itself. And also once per turn you can send the equip card that equip the discard to the graveyard and send one of the opponent monsters to the graveyard. So each effect is once per turn. This is the one card you wanted to draw. It's like the adventure spell, but the difference is this helps a lot. Also, if you play the quick spell, you can dodge the draw sex spell, but a lot of players did not do that. They will be playing this, the Fable Luri. Yes, this is the reason why the card is so expensive now. It's almost 3,000 yen per copies, and you needed it because it guarantees you a free link to a free fodder, free a lot of things. And yes, you may choose not to play this and go for the cheapest option, which is the quick spell, which also does the same work. The only difference is you can grant the extra link to. So a lot of things like didn't grant, but that we'll be talking about in another video. So this is the Fiendsmith package, 3 Fiendsmith and 1 Luri. And speaking of Snake Eyes, you can't play Snake Eyes without these. These are the basics lineups. A lot of people playing the 2 populars, but I choose to play 3 because if you think mathematically, you want as much as the 1 card stars on the deck as much as possible, especially your normal summon is not that occupied, not that important. Yes, it is still important, but not as prior like the fewer years before. So you have this Ash to sub with a 1 card combo. This is also a 1 combo, which is less minor, but you still needed it. And the Oak, you did not want to draw this that badly unless you started with Diablo Stars. And the Flamebird, which is also mandatory, I believe play 1 is correct. You don't want to draw that many of the high level monsters to your hands unless you go for 38, which is not gonna come up that easily, especially in a deck like this. And of course the triple Diablo Stars, this is mandatory. You can choose to play 2, but I played 3 because the reason is that I wanted to have as much starter or extender as well, since this deck literally takes any hand trap and eat it like it's breakfast. So you want to have much more, and this grants the Synth Origins, which is also a combo, and extenders. You wanted that. So playing 3. And also I play Dramatic Chase, so playing 3 is allow me to guarantee the Devil Star copy of the deck. And for hand traps, I play 15. I forgot, maybe just 13s. The basic hand traps, not that basic to play draw in this format, but I choose to play because against the mirror match, if they started the combo with the Snake Eyes and not the Fiendsmith, draw is kind of effective a little bit, but mostly I just because of the Silent Force, or because if your opponents maxes me, and after the first draw I just roll them, because if you started with Azel and or the popular, the following combo leads to Fiendsmith doesn't search at all. Like if they max this, you draw them. It's really fine. It prevents the opponent from drawing that much of a cards on the decks, and also doesn't affect you as much. You only search once. The only search for the deck is this, and if you're normal summoning popular or Azel, you won't be summoning anything that searches that much. So I was playing draws, but I might add it to 3 draws, because like certain decks still searches a lot, like the Fire Kings, because the Ponics to Fire King Sanctuaries, which is also hurts them a lot. And if you guys notice, I didn't play Ogre because I feel that Ogres is much more mediocre in my opinion. And again, yes, this is effective against Tenpai or Voice for the back rows, but if you just allowing them like opening the Tenpai field spell, they didn't even use the effects. If they hand out enough extenders, they just open the field spell, then make their board for the level 10, they just go for a game. They not really even have to open the field spells. So I don't want to draw Ogre in that specific situation that doesn't help me a lot. Yes, it's 1 card for a card. If you face against decks like the Mirrors or the Fire Kings, Ogre doesn't do much. You didn't stop them from combo. You just make them lose 1 monster. They just replenish with other root anyway. So that's why I didn't choose to play Ogre, and not even gonna side it unless the environment shifted. That'll be a different stories. So that's all for the monsters. For the spells, the one-offs, the Wanted, Chase, and Origins. This is you only need 1, because all your 1 card combos or lead to the following extents. You only need 1 of each, especially these 2s. This is the conflict between the field spell and this. So a lot of the Snake Eyes deck we play with the field spells and the Snake Eye Devil Stars. So the reason I don't want to play that, because if you're opening the field spell is fine, but you're opening the Snake Eye Devil Star is a really break, especially if you have no ways to ditch it except for Devil Stars. So if in order to ditch it, you need to have these and the Snake Eyes level 8, which is like quite awful combination, because if you have Flamebird as well, it will be like not that good to clear that hand leaf. And also during the root combo, if you summon it from hand, you're losing a lot of like resources, and also if you're wasting the resources from the hand, and drawing the breeze will let your opponent think that he's drawing something and he didn't do the simple combo routes, and it will be just not that good. And also if you want to summon something from the back, yes, the field spell does summon something from the back row, and it does increase the attack points, so I might consider sided. But other than that, I'm playing this because it grants me to this during the end phase, and also because it sets during the end phase. If my opponent Nibiru's me, I still get like one of the safeness options. So, and also this card doesn't specifically have to summon the upper star. You can summon something else if you want during the end phase, of course. So this is the reason I played it. And the Fiendsmith spell to search and discard it, I only play 2. Some people play 3, but I don't want to draw that many, because this is the one thing you don't want to see in your opening hand. Yes, it does play through draws. If you open this, you'll get draw is fine. And the Graveyard Banish to Fusion does come out some other times, especially during the grind game. If you somehow manage to grind in this, and if you want the other option, you can play this one copy of this and another quick spell, which also leads to DDD Caesars, so it's just still one of the options. And for the mandatory spells, 3 bonfires. This is a must, but it's mandatory. There's no reason for you not to play this. And for the hand trap counters, I wish I can play more tactics, but this is I want to make it 40 cards. I want to play more because because this, like I mentioned, this deck eats literally any hand trap. So after those, you wanted to open this to see your opponent's hands, see what you deal with, and then to decide whether you go far or you just lay low for the next turns. So a lot of the times I rather have these in the hand. I can take the maxis and then just throw them, and then after that I see my opponent's hands and see what they deal up against. And of course, call by is call by, cross out is cross out. And for the last hand trap will be 3 impermanents. 13 hand traps. I should have played 15, but I don't have the spots. So draw. This is like the game of comparing hands and comparing hand traps or board breakers. So I choose the hand traps because if your opponents play through your hand traps, you still got slight follow-ups for your opponent's turns. If you play board breakers, if you're going first, like it's not that good. So I'd rather have more hand trap counts on the main deck. So this is 40. I would probably play 41 if I have the 3 tactics. So that's why CS winning number. So why not? For the extra decks, the simple Link ones. This is like the new fodder for the Snake Eyes because you can equip it to your Fiendsmith and then just send it for the summon. This is an extra fodder, so you have to play this. For Link 2s, SP, Hida, Moon Goddess, IP, Wolves, and I forgot your name. You know what? Not even gonna pronounce it. Yeah, this is all you need for the Sunlight Wolf. This is the absolute mental choices. The reason I add this is because for the Beatrice combo, you can summon Beatrice to put this marker, and then Sunlight Wolf chain 1. You chain 2 Beatrice to ditch any fire you want. You can even ditch Ash Blossom, then add it back. And if you Ash during the previous turn, you can summon this, and then make another body on the marker, and then you just add the Ash back. And also this is the Cyrus, so it does helps me make the monster, which is this, the Hit Souls, and the Promethean Hit Souls for the extra draws. You want to dig deep to your deck for your side decks and hand traps, and Promethean is Promethean. And Link Force, I only play one Link Force. I only play the Appaloosa. I wish I have slot to play the access code or even the Zelantis package, but at this time you don't have to have much resource or the correct routes for Zelantis, because if you make DDD during combo or Beatrice, you not really have to make those for OTKs. You have a bunch of bodies. Snake Eye doesn't really have like body issues. You have a lot of monsters. You want a body count, you want monsters, that's no problem. The only reason I needed big body monster because like you want access code to something to punch through, and the access code I make space for the Otherworld Goddess because I wanted something to kill off things that I can't be targeted or can't be whatever it is, like immunity. A lot, like especially Voices Voice or Tenpai, if they have the level 10 or whatever, or Voices have the Skull Guardian or low, you just make this and then you just make this, link away the low, and then this affects you make your opponent's monster or effect negated until the end of turn, so it becomes 2050. You can just whack it over. So this is why I played. And for the last of the extra deck would be the Caesars, Beatrice, and Lacrimosa. I pronounced it correctly this time. Lacrimosa is like important for the combo, especially post side. You have Lacrimosa to make Beatrice to send whatever you want, and then to use utility of those in the graveyard to fill whatever you want for the blue tier combo. And well, DDD is just DDD. Caesars is Caesars. You needed this because it's not once per turn negate. It's the reason I played. Well, a lot of people say that why don't you play the Fiendsmith fusion monster, the other one that negates copy of cards of the field. Yes, I should be playing that, but the reason I played this because I still respect like the Tenpai and the Voices Voice, because that is the deck that surrounded our locals a lot. So having this prevent Voices from ritual summoning, also preventing Tenpai from using anything that specials really hurts them a lot, especially like Tenpai, they only have the quick play spell, and the Chandra, the special, if I can manage to stop both of them, I potentially can stop the 4 of turn. So that's the reason I play this. And for the extra, so for side decks is follow like the locals format. So for my locals, I play the 1 Nibiru for rogue decks, Prefontaine, the Bestials. This is for the Voiceless, and this is different from the DD Crow because yes, DD Crows again you can lock onto like things like Fire Kings or even Infernoids because they are non-light and dark. But this is like the most impact against Voiceless Void because it can be called. You can call by it. You can't cross out it because you mostly won't have silent against a deck like Snake Eyes. You won't snipe visuals against Snake Eyes unless you're branded players. So having this is like extra body as well because it's also a level 6. If you guys know this is also a level 6, so why not? And Kuri Fonton is just Kuri Fonton, so the one off. Why? Because you're not always gonna see it. So we have different ways to deal with Tempais if you wanted to stop them from OCG, even Minkanko. So for the going seconds, Droplet and Dusters. I wish I could play more Droplet, but Droplet is like the go-to cards you want to go against, like a post side in mirror match or even like Voiceless. This card kills literally everything, and it does send the stuff you want. Like you can step your populars, these. It makes your cards count, so you definitely gonna play Dropless, and in my opinion, this is a very strong card. And after Duster, of course, you have the back row hits. We have the triple Cosmics for back row decks, and also for Voiceless, because Voiceless also have a heavy back row. They have a lot of continuous spells, or even the anti-spell triggers. You can just shut it. So that's why you need this. And the second talent, if I ever need it, yes, I always need it, so that's why I was the second one. And for the Beatrice combo is the blue tier and triple dimensional barrier. So for you guys don't know what blue tier is, the first effect doesn't really relevant because you don't draw it. The second effect is if you, and during the turn, if your opponents takes effect damage during the turn, during other player's turn, if effect damage is due to you or your opponents, you can banish it from the graveyards. It's in reaction, so after the effect damage is dealt, it responds to banish itself, and then you can set a normal trap from hand or deck to the field. That is set from the hand, you can activate these turns. So by making the Beatrice, you're detaching the Lacrimosa to send this, and then Lacrimosa is gonna have the effects as new chain. This is the new chaining one. You're gonna shuffle and whichever light fiend you want, and then due to your opponent's 1002 damage, well, since your opponent's deal damage by effects, you can manage the blue tier. You can set the barrier from your deck to the field, and then you can just pass turn. Against Tempai or against Voices, you're forced to pass their turns, even you don't see this anymore. So if you like have the audacity or you have the guaranteed of drop doing the combo of the Beatrice and blue tiers, you have a lot of choice since it says normal traps. You can set this, set the Pointer of Red Lotus, you can set DD Ground, you can set the Black Ghost Laugh, or even worse, you can just set the Trickstar Reincarnation, so you always sort all the hands, and you can draw them afterwards. Since you're playing draw, these are the stuff you wanted to see. That's why I played it. So that's it for the deck profile. If you guys wanted to see the basic one card or whichever combo leads to the combo rules, be sure to let me know. Okay, I can do that video probably this weekend. So be sure to stay tuned. I'll be testing this on the weekends as well. And if you guys like this kind of video, be sure to like and sub as always. And we'll see you guys next time.